Yusuf. Great to meet you. I'm Sarah Chen, a senior Java developer here at Amigoscode. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Sarah. I just had my morning coffee, and here I am with Amigos Code itself, practicing my interview skills for my upcoming interview.
Good to hear. A little practice goes a long way, you know? So today we'll chat a bit about Java. But first, tell me a bit about yourself. How'd you get into software development?
Oh, sure. It was a long time ago when I started to engage with computers. When I was in high school, I had a computer where I couldn't run a single game on it. So I was writing scripts and, ensuring that my was fast enough to run those games. So that's how I got into coding. Little scripts that led to me getting involved in software development.
Oh, that's a fun story. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? So from those scripts, you eventually found your way to Java. As a junior developer, what do you think the most important concepts in object-oriented programming are?
The fundamental principles of OOP, I cannot say one is better than the other, but they are the fundamentals and things that we need in order to, achieve object-oriented programming. Like we talk about encapsulation, polymorphism, abstraction, and inheritance, the four main principles that allows us to represent real-life objects.
That's a great breakdown, Yusuf. Let's dig into encapsulation a bit. How would you explain that concept to a new developer? And why is it important in Java?
I would assume that a person that I'm explaining to would have a clear understanding of what a field and a method is in a class, and they're able to distinguish public protected and private access modifiers. It's just I will tell them that it's just a bundling up fields that are private and also methods that allow us to work with that data like through getters and setters and setting private fields for ensuring that the person doesn't have any direct access to our fields.
I like your reasoning there. It's definitely about that bundling and controlling access, which is crucial for maintainability. Have you thought about how immutability relates to encapsulation in practical scenarios?
I would say that immutability is the way of not changing the variables directly. We work with them through getters and setters, and that's why when we encapsulate data, we ensure that the fields are private, and we just work with them with methods that are given to us. We talk about setters if we want to modify the value, and getters if to get a value from it. That's how immutability relates.
That's true. Immutability does rely on encapsulation. Think of it more about ensuring the state of an object can't be modified at all after it's created, not just through getters and setters. A really common example in Java is the string class. Why do you think string is designed to be immutable?
I would say performance. When we say immutable is when we modify the object, we don't clutter the string pool itself. And there's like a garbage collector that collects when we modify the string. So we don't want to fill up the string pool, and it's all about performance, I believe.
Performance is definitely a factor. You're on the right track. But think about concurrency and thread safety. How does immutability make string easier to work with in multi-threaded environments?
When we have multiple threads, there is a way for them to access the same string and modify it directly, which can cause chaos. And instead of that, probably like if it's immutable, then there's no way for them to modify them directly and cause any issues.
Exactly. Since a string can't be changed, you don't have to worry about synchronization issues in multi-threaded code, which is a massive benefit. Shifting gears a bit, how familiar are you with the Java Collections framework?
I feel like I'm pretty familiar with Java Collections framework when it comes to data structures. I know many that is under the collections framework. If we talk about lists, arrays, and trees and maps, I feel like I'm in a good place.
That's comprehensive. When would you choose an array list over a linked list in a practical scenario? What are the main trade-offs?
That's really a good way to ask. I would say ArrayList is a backbone array and where you can access by its index. So if I want something like one data retrieval with a bytes index, I would definitely use ArrayList. But if I want to insert something or delete something, ArrayList isn't suitable for it because for arrays you have to move elements to the left and right, and it's overall hard to manage that. But with linked list, if I don't care about the indexes and I just want to insert and delete, that's when I would use linked list.
That's a really good understanding, Yusuf. Linked list is definitely better for insertions and deletions, exactly as you said, because of the underlying structure. We're running a little short on time, so let me ask you one more question. Have you worked with the Java Stream API much?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say that I have interacted with Stream API in the past, and I currently also in my projects use it because of the flexibility it gives me instead of manually writing code and defining every little fine-grained detail. I just basically tell it what to do, and there's like a method that I can call that just makes my life easier.
That's great to hear, Yusuf. It really does simplify a lot of common tasks, especially with collections. Well, that brings us to the end of the technical part. Do you have any questions for me about the role or Amigoscode?
Not really. I feel like what would success look like after me joining to Amigos Code platform would be a question for me to ask for a non-technical person. So if I were to get a job now with Amigos Code, how you describe my success in 6 months of period?
That's a great question, Yusuf. For a junior developer like you, I think success would probably mean getting comfortable with our codebase and development processes quickly. Also, successfully contributing to a few key projects and demonstrating continuous learning would be really important. We have a great mentorship program too, so a willingness to collaborate and grow. It was really nice chatting with you, Yusuf.
Yeah, you too. Have a nice day. It was a nice interview. Thanks for having me. Okay. There is okay. OOP contribution with good principles like encapsulation, data structures he showed, immutability. Yeah, I think I had one issue with that consciousness in some a bit rambling. Practicing consistent data structure. Yeah, that's also a mistake I have. He should present a promising junior developer with a good foundation in Java fundamentals. While he has some areas to refine his knowledge, his willingness to learn make him potential valuable assets to the team. So is it like guts or they don't?
Well, well done. Well done. And you're hired, my friend. You're hired.
Is it okay?
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good. I think you're ready. I think you're ready. Yeah.
yeah. I will just go out now. I will just get my energy drink. Wait for the test.
Nice. Cool. So yeah. So keep us posted in the community. I wish you all the success
Oh
and
yeah, I will try to record
okay.
from my phone,
Hmm.
and let's see how it goes. Okay, I will write it after I finish it.
No worries. No worries.
Thank you, Nelson. I will keep you posted. Bye
Take care.
bye.
Bye bye. See ya.